is Agnes Amelia Pereira.
And what was your maiden name?
I was Williams before.
Okay, so where do you live now?
I live in London,
And where were you born?
in St. Vincent, in Calder.
Right. Um, your parents' names and their occupation?
My mother name was Esme. My dad name was Peter Williams.
And Esme was a Thomas, yes, before.
Esme was a Thomas.
And can you remember their occupations?
My mom was a housewife. My dad worked in the land.
Right. And your brothers and sisters' names?
My oldest brother named Hirias, then Bertie, Joseph, and then me. And then next brother is Lenos, Lawrence, and Jean, and my little sister.
Your little sister died when she was just a baby, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So your mum died when you were 8 years old?
No.
Yeah?
9.5.
9.5. Okay. And then your dad remarried, yes? And
Yeah.
his wife's name, his second wife?
My dad remarried. His second wife was Elmina.
Right. And they had more children?
And they have more children. They have 3 more children.
And their names?
Ruby, Hubert, and Iris.
Okay. Right. And your children, their names? And
My children, the name is Violet, Ronnie, Janice, Sylvia, and Anne.
right. And do you remember your aunts and uncles? Do you remember their names? I know there's quite a lot of them, but
Is
I
a
don't know if you
lot
can
of
remember
them.
Yeah.
I might have them right, but I could remember. On my mom's side is Uncle Griffith, Uncle Conrad, Uncle Ian, Uncle McCann, Uncle Daryl, Auntie Lynn, Auntie Exie, Auntie Doody.
Right. And your dad's side?
And my dad's side is Auntie Liv, Auntie Clement, Uncle Stephen, Uncle David, Uncle Charles, Auntie Borta.
Do you know your grandparents' name?
My dad's side, I know my granddad is Ramdot. And my mom's side is Marianne.
And just to be clear, Ramdot was Williams and Marianne or Pulbasi was Thomas.
Was Thomas.
And your mum's parents?
My mom parents was Pulbasi, Thomas, and granddad name Henry.
Yeah.
Henry.
Okay. And their occupations?
As far as I know, they have a job, they work the land and live on their land. That's as far as I know.
And your grandparents? The grandmother?
My grandmother, she was a housewife as well.
Okay. And where did they live?
They live in Acres.
Yeah. Okay. Do you know any other relatives?
No.
You can't think. The family's quite big, isn't it? So you can't expect to remember everyone. Your grandparents ever told you they came from India, or they talk about India or their lives there or anything like that?
I know they came from India, but they never talk about how they get to St. Vincent. And I know they said that they were living in Argyle before they live in Acres.
Do you know any of their Indian names?
No.
You don't know. You said one was called Pulbasi and Ramdot, so I'm guessing that's 2 Indian names.
Maybe 2 Indian names.
Right. Where did they live when they come to St. Vincent?
All the Indians from India live in Argyle. Right. And eventually they move to different places.
Okay. Do you remember life in earlier times? You know, what did your family eat? What do they wear? What kind of house did you live in? That sort of
Well,
thing?
I know we have a good house, and well, we live off of the land, eat, or we could say we eat red fruit,
Yeah.
sweet potato, banana.
Mm.
You know, we live off of the land.
Right. Did they wear any particular type of clothing or any
No,
Indian clothes or
no,
anything like that?
no, not as far as I know.
Yeah. And what religion did you belong to or your family belong to?
Well, I don't know. My parents then go to church, but when we were growing up, some of us, my brother and sister, we went to Seventh-day Adventist church,
Hmm.
and that's all I could know about until
Okay.
I come to England.
Right. Do you remember any of the Indian terms that they use? Any Indian words that they use at all? Or
Mm. I could hear my grandmother speaking Indian, but we don't understand nothing. They never explained to us
Mhm.
because when she's speaking Indian, the language, I used to wonder what she's saying.
Okay, it's right. So you can tell us some of your most treasured memories. Do you have good memories as a child? Anything that you can remember that was good memories for you?
All I could really remember is when my mom died. My brothers, them, we look after each other, and
Mm.
until today, my brothers and my sister, we have a good life.
And there were times that was not so good. Can you tell us any hardships growing up?
Yes, because when my mom died, it was very hard.
How old were
I
you?
did.
Sorry,
I
how old were
didn't go
you?
to. I was 9. I didn't go to school because I have to do the housework.
Mm. Can you think of anything you would change about your life, and and why?
Well, I changed my life when I come to England because I come here and my brothers them look after me, and then I get married and things change.
Mhm.
Today I'm happy with my children them and grandchildren.
Do you know anything about the St Vincent Indian Heritage Foundation?
No,
Only, only what we tell you, right?
yeah,
Okay. Were you able to listen to any of the interviews before this?
yes,
Yeah. And did you enjoy listening to them? Did it bring back memories for you and stuff like that?
it does.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because I know Auntie Louise, you and Uncle T Roy, you sort
they
of,
say things
yeah,
and I remember.
yeah. Okay. Anything else you want to share?
No, I can't say nothing at the moment because it's a lot to remember and a
Mm.
lot to think about.